Hey travel fans, we just got back from our trip to Sacy. We've come back with some viatravelers.com insider tips to get you sipping in style when visiting the best champagne chateaux in France. There's nothing more romantic than going on a champagne wine tour in France. Here's what you need to know for your next French wine tour. Looking for more travel tips? Make sure to like and subscribe to the viatravelers.com YouTube channel to get insider advice for traveling at home and abroad. Want to stay ahead of the crowds? We've got links to all the essentials for your next French champagne maison tour in the description below. Your champagne wine tour is going to begin in Paris. This is the city of lights and love, but it's also the biggest commuter hub in the country. No matter where you're flying in from, it's often best to fly into Paris and then navigate to other parts of the country from there. The quaint village of Sacy is just a short 2-hour drive south from the heart of Paris. The drive takes you along a scenic highway route that shows some of the best countryside in France. There are no direct train routes between Paris and Sacy. If you're looking to enjoy a cozy train adventure at the start of your wine tour, you're going to have to make a connection in another city in order to travel from Paris to Sacy by train. No trip to wine country is complete without finding some iconic places to stay. There's no shortage of options when it comes to finding lodging in French wine country. You'll have your pick from everything from romantic chateaux to cozy bed and breakfasts throughout the area. These are some of the best places where you can rest your head after a busy day of sipping wine at some of France's most historic vineyards. The Château de Sacy is one of the best places to stay in all of France. It's the perfect getaway if you're looking to explore the best of what wine country has to offer. Château de Sacy has breathtaking rooms that are something out of a storybook. They have options for couples looking for a romantic escape and rooms that are perfect for a family vacation. At Château de Sacy, you'll never run out of things to do. The chateau offers on-site yoga classes, a restaurant, and even hot air balloon rides. You can take in the best culture Sacy and Reims have to offer, including seeing the opera, or even learning how to open a champagne bottle cavalry style with a saber. Speaking of the restaurant at the Château de Sacy, I hope you're ready for the best meal of your life. This delicious French restaurant has more than just high-end French cuisine. It also features a complete 360-degree view of the Château de Sacy's vineyard. The Château de Sacy is known for its rich history and refined culture. This chateau celebrates the achievements that women have made in the history of French wine. If you're looking to dive into the unique history of this region, there's no better place to stay. Reims, or Reims if you're that guy, is the champagne capital of France. It's home to some of the most prestigious champagne houses in the region, and it's a major tourist hub full of excitement, entertainment, and everything you need to tour the local wineries. Whether you're staying at the Château de Sacy or in Reims, you'll be a short distance away from some of the best champagne in the world. You can tour vineyards, explore historic wine cellars, and go on the champagne tasting of a lifetime. Reims is also home to some breathtaking architecture. The Reims Cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has been frequented by celebrities, artists, and the French nobility alike. The Reims Cathedral is home to over 2,000 statues and will make an ideal location to snap some trendy pics. Reims also features some elegant vacation stays that are also budget-friendly. You'll be breaking the seals on bottles of bubbly, not your wallet, when you stay in Reims. Epernay is the ideal destination for fans of champagne history. Epernay has grown into a respectable city in its own right, but the main street is still rich with a historical presence. The narrow European-style streets and irregular buildings are something out of a fairy tale. If you're in Epernay, you have to visit the historic Avenue des Champagnes. This avenue lives up to its namesake and is home to some of the world's best champagne businesses. Epernay is also home to many historic chateaux. You can take a break from all that wine tasting to stroll through stunning achievements of architecture like Château de Perignon, Château de Montmont, and Château de Condé. While Reims may be the capital, Epernay is where you'll need to head to visit the best champagne houses in the region. They all make their home either right in the city or nearby, which also makes Epernay a great place to stay. Epernay makes the perfect day trip for anyone staying in the heart of France's vineyards. So we've hinted at chateaux and champagne houses, but which ones did we visit? Which ones should you visit? Get ready to be excited, because we're about to name drop the biggest names in wine and champagne. If you've ever wondered where iconic vintages come from, we're going to introduce you to some of the best kept secrets about champagne. and some ones which you really should know at this point if you know anything about Champagne. Let's start with a big one. The Moet and Chandon Maison is the modern-day home of Dom Perignon. Here you can explore the huge network of underground champagne and wine cellars just a few steps away from the Champagne Avenue in Epernay. Dom Perignon got its start when a Benedictine monk named Perignon began to experiment with wines in the historic Benedictine Abbey in Uvillers. The monks at this abbey were legendary for their skills in producing new varieties of grapes, as well as their ability to advance the craft of vinting wine. The Moet and Chandon Maison is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that offers guided tours with interpreters available. The longest tour lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes, but you have options for shorter tours that are more focused on specific Dom Perignon vintages. Each tour ends with a champagne tasting courtesy of Moet and Chandon. You'll be able to try a range of champagnes from the Imperial to the Grand Vintage Blanc. The grounds of the Ruinart Champagne House are simply breathtaking. This is a champagne house that is just as focused on world-leading bubbly as they are on crafting an artistic experience for everyone who visits their Reims location. Getting a tour of Ruinart is a bespoke experience. The tours of the ground of the wine cellar are not regularly scheduled and need to be booked in advance. Tour groups are limited to 12 individuals, so make sure to call ahead of time and reserve your spot before arriving. In the 18th century, the Ruinart family made the clever decision to convert their chalk quarries into one of the most expansive and beautiful wine aging facilities in France. This site is renowned the world over and recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. These chalk wine cellars are nearly 40 meters deep and extend over 8 kilometers across 2 levels. Reims is famous for the chalk cathedrals, which are still open this day and can be visited. Of course, no wine cellar tour would be complete without a tasting. The end of your tour of Ruinart comes with a complimentary tasting of some of Ruinart's finest champagne. The Veuve Clicquot estate spreads over an impressive 390 hectares, including its vineyards, a champagne house, and its breathtaking wine cellars. No two trips to Veuve Clicquot are the same. Each tour of these wine cellars is a bespoke experience that takes you through historic chalk wine caverns and ends with a tasting of Veuve Clicquot's world-renowned wine. We actually recommend paying a little extra for the blind tasting of Veuve Clicquot's Yellow Label Brut and their vintage cuvée. Veuve Clicquot is also open to private events. You can book a private tour, wine tasting, and gastronomic experience held in their beautifully decorated wine cellars. The dining experience at Veuve Clicquot is run by their own kitchen and focuses on food experiences that are sure to provide the same level of luxury and history as their champagne. If this sounds like your cup of tea, you can reach out to this champagne house to organise your very own event. Maison Gonet is known as one of the most prestigious champagne houses in Epernay. The first thing you're going to notice on your journey to Maison Gonet is the stunning architecture. The building radiates the stately prominence that Gonet's reputation is built on. The house itself was built in the 19th century Gothic style and provides a captivating location to enjoy everything Epernay has to offer. Your experience at Maison Gonet continues with an opportunity to explore the grounds and the maison itself. There are also beautiful walking trails that take you through some of France's most pristine countryside. All the while you can enjoy sipping on Maison Gonet's world-class wine and champagne options. You can have your beverages on the terrace, in the garden, or lounge with your bubbly inside the historic champagne house. Maison Gonet gets really exciting on the tour. You'll get a first-hand journey through both their historic wine cellars and get the rare privilege of touring their processing operation. Maison Gonet also finds itself conveniently located on Champagne Avenue, which means you can tour all 3 locations and experience all the world's greatest wine in a single trip. We're big proponents of when in Rome, do as the Romans do, which is part of the reason I try to pronounce these non-English words as authentically as possible. But more than that, it's polite, and it makes life a little easier when abroad. With that in mind, here are a few tips to make your visit to the Champagne region a little smoother. Maison Gonet, Veuve Clicquot, and just about any champagne house in France needs to be booked in advance. Even if their website says you can get tickets at the door, you should buy yours ahead of time. These are world-class destinations and people flock from all corners of the globe to explore wine country. You'll also always need to book in advance for their restaurants. These book up even faster than tours, and some only take bookings years in advance. Booking your tickets ahead of time ensures that you guarantee your spot way ahead of time. Visiting the chateau of a historic vineyard is not like taking a tour of your local brewery. Believe it or not, this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip to one of the most prestigious destinations in the world. So why not have a little fun and dress up? It's not uncommon to run into celebrities, nobles, and important figures while exploring the champagne houses around Sacy. This is the perfect occasion to splurge on a new outfit or break out your special occasion outfits. When it comes to tour the wine cellars, opt for something a bit warmer that you can walk freely in. It might be tempting to go for heels and an eye-catching dress, but wine cellars are kept at 10 degrees Celsius and often have rough terrain that would be challenging to walk in anything but comfortable shoes. Parlez-vous français? I don't, but I am trying, and trying at the very least will be appreciated by most French folk. Knowing a little French before heading out on your trip will unlock a much more friendly side to the people who run and maintain these French tourism hotspots. The biggest insiders in French tourism will all tell you that knowing some basic French is the best way to get the locals on your side. While they are mostly all fluent in English and other languages, starting our conversations in French is a cultural sign of respect that will get you places in wine country. Always starting a conversation with bonjour will already put you ahead. Asking a French person if they speak English in France will not earn many brownie points. Here are a few insider tips for when to book your French champagne house experience. Most wineries only do tours and other experiences on working days. This means you should avoid booking your trip during major French holidays. Weekends, New Year's, and summer are some of the most popular times to book these trips. If you want to dodge the lines and maybe even save a little money, consider booking your trip during the off-season. The French also enjoy taking a leisurely lunch break, and this includes tour guides and champagne house staff. Take a tip from the French and kick back during the hours from noon to 2 p.m. when most businesses slow down anyway. Here's the biggest tip from anyone who's vacationed in French wine country. Leave plenty of space in your luggage to bring home some bubbly. You want to make sure that you pack a flexible wardrobe that can handle cool French evenings as well as fancy dinner occasions. If you forget the little things like a phone charger adapter, Sacy, Epernay and Reims are major tourist locations that will definitely have everything you need. Some hotels even have these items stocked just in case a vacationer misplaces the essentials. Alright, you're ready to hit the scene on your next trip to the Avenue des Champagnes. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and our newsletter for more of the best travel tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.